So a client of mine reached out to me recently and asked for some help analyzing two investment scenarios concerning the property she had just purchased. And I was able to use the quick analyzer to quickly solve the question. And I want to go ahead and share it with you guys now. So this is already completed. I changed the address just to protect the identity of the innocent here. And but I want to walk through number one, the question, and number two, how I was able to compare two very common scenarios. So the property type was a two unit. They purchased it a few weeks ago for $285,000. And so one of the partners had proposed spending an additional $60,000 in capital improvements. And his thinking was they'd be able to, quote unquote, make more money by adding three bedrooms and a bath, which would change the unit mix from two 2-1s to a 3-2 and a 4-2. So the question was, well, does that make economic sense? And I'm glad she asked the question because a lot of people would just take the assumption approach and move forward with it. Obviously, you can make more money, quote unquote, with a 3-2 and a 4-2. But let's see how it actually pencils out on the analyzer. And so after I input all the information and I just used her settlement statement, then the property's already vacant. So I use market rents here for the 1650. Went through all her expected expenses and plopped that in. And so once I had this, it didn't so much matter that all the expenses were, super accurate. What was most important was that as I'm comparing, I wanted to be comparing apples to apples. So I made sure that I only made changes to things that were affected by, adding additional rooms and baths in this situation that really doesn't change utilities or taxes or anything like that. So the first thing I did here was, like I said, I put in the market rent. I was able to grab that from Rent-A-Meter. I think I even bumped it up just a little bit because lately with rents uh, growing at a rapid pace, I've been noticing that the rent comps on Rent-A-Meter, they're generally a little bit lower than what you can actually demand in the market, and in some cases quite a bit lower. So anyway, put that in, and then I created another scenario. So in this scenario, um, it just we take this purchase price here, the proposed 60,000. It's not uh, a perfect analysis because this does assume a mortgage on it. And well, you know what? I think I did use the same loan amount. I did. I used the same loan amount. So scratch that. All right. So we got the same debt, same interest, same expenses. What do I need to change? Well, the number one thing I needed to determine was what's the premium here. All right. So we figured that we would be able to demand 2,200 for the 3-2 and 2,500 for the 4-2. And that's actually on the high end. This is being very optimistic. Okay. Once we plug that in, this is the return. Not bad. Very good, actually. But was it worth it? And that's the question. Without spending the 60 grand, look at the return. 68, 77, 7.7. So I was able to put this together 10, 15 minutes tops. Compared the two, played around with a couple things just to make sure I covered all my bases and was able to send it over and visually show her, how the two scenarios played out. She'll have to get used to using the tool herself, but for right now, I was able to do that for her. You guys can use it for the same thing. Just wanted to share a case study in somewhat of a use case of how you can use the analyzer to help you answer some very common questions when it's concerning either how to exit a property, whether to make improvements to property, or in addition to, I should say, which property to purchase. Hope it was helpful. Take care.